Over the past few weeks, something structural shifted in Dubai's short-term rental market. Not loud, not dramatic, but meaningful. And if you either own a holiday home or are considering acquiring one this year, this matters more than most of the headlines. Because what just happened doesn't reduce the opportunity, it actually reshapes it. I have spent time reviewing the updated framework, speaking with operators, and studying how this plays out in real terms, not theory. And the conclusion is simple: Dubai did not restrict the market, it actually strengthened it. Most investors react emotionally to regulation. They hear new rules and assume more friction, lower returns, less flexibility. But that reaction usually comes from investors who prefer informal markets information. Serious capital prefers structure. When a market matures, government don't slow it down, they standardize it. That is what's happening here in Dubai real estate. This is not about making entry harder, it is about raising the floor. The licensing process for short-term rentals have become clearer and more defined. Applications are now more streamlined. The criteria are more transparent and approvals move efficiently. If the property meets the requirement, the key shift is this: standards are no longer flexible. There is now a minimum threshold for compliance, operational, safety, and guest experience based. If a property doesn't meet it, it simply won't operate. That eliminates a segment of the market that was undercutting quality assets on price, and that changes competitive dynamics. So, why this is a positive signal? Actually, early stage markets rewards volume, mature markets reward quality. Dubai's short-term rental sector is transitioning from expansion mode to refinement mode. That is not a contraction, that is actually a evolution. In unstructured markets, anyone can list a property and compete on price alone. In structured markets, differentiation comes from execution, presentation, management quality, operational consistency. This benefits disciplined investors. What this means for owners, let's be practical. If you own a properly maintained property in a strong building, managed professionally, your relative position just improves. When weaker operators exit, competition decreases. When baseline quality rises, guest expectations actually stabilize. And when compliance becomes mandatory, rental performance becomes more predictable. Guests are willing to pay for reliability. Consistency now commands premium. If your unit meets those standards, you are on the right side of the shift. If it doesn't, adjustments need to be made. If you are planning to acquire a short-term rental property this year in 2026, the analysis process must now include regulatory alignment. Before committing capital, you have to evaluate: does the building historically support compliant short-term rentals? Is the management ecosystem strong, or are service standards already consistent across other units? Buying in the wrong building, even in the right area, can actually reduce performance. This market is no longer forgiving to poorly executed strategies. The bigger Thank you so much.